Hello guys, welcome back. So in the last video we had created our ball, we had attached the script and we had configured it such that whenever ball goes outside the screen window, it will print this game over. So in this video we are going to actually define the inputs and we are going to perform an action based on our input. So let's just go ahead and do that. So how do we do it is basically go to the project and go click on project settings. Now here by default you will see the general tab is opened and you can click on the input map tab, and over here you have to define the action. So what are actions are basically these are the names that custom names that you can give to any action, and then you can assign the buttons or particular mouse clicks or joystick buttons in order to check for if that action has been performed or not. Okay, so let's say that I'll name this action as jump. I'll press enter to add the action. Now my action has been added. Now I will define a button, that what button I am going to press if to call this jump action. So I'll click this add event button over here, and then you will see that I'll get a lot of inputs over here, and from here keyboard keys I have to search for the space. So either I can scroll and then search, or else simply I'll just type in space and you will see this option over here, so space, and I'll press OK. So now our action is defined, and we have also defined that which button is going to trigger this action. So now I'll just close this window, and in our script here I have to check for this action. So whenever this action is fired, I have to check for it. So how do we do that is basically we have a dedicated function for it called input. Okay, so input, and in the brackets you'll see event is passed as a parameter. So in here I have to check if my event has been fired or not. So in my case my event name is action, so I'll just check for that. So if input, so if basically if event is action pressed, because obviously we want to check if the spacebar is pressed. So I'll check for the jump, so auto completion is working fine. So, and the colon I will add, and I'll go to the new line. So basically here the underscore input is a Godot's own reserved function, and it is checking for the event. And here I am adding an if statement, that if the event is jump, so if my jump event is getting fired, then what I have to do? So here I have to do is basically I have to perform a jump. So let's say process jump. So that is the function that we are going to define just now, because it is showing an error because we have not defined this function as of now. So we'll just define it. So let me just go back over here, and here I'll define this function. So func process jump, and let me just add pass for now. And right away you will see that the function has removed the error prompt which the editor was showing. So it is a good idea that whenever you are adding a couple of functions, it's a good idea to like give one line, at least one line of comment, in order to make it clear that what that particular function is doing in your script. So I'll just press hash and I'll add listen to the player input event. Okay, so this underscore input function is doing that, and then the process function is basically perform the jump. Okay, and this is nothing but listen to the visibility signal. Okay, so I'll just minimize everything. I'll minimize this one also, and let me actually go ahead in the distraction free mode and make a text a little bigger so that you can see it clearly. Now I have defined this process jump. So let's just instead of pass, let's just print one message: jump pressed. and let's see what happens. So I'll hit on play, and now if I press jump, so you can see game over is coming, but we have to check for jump. So I will press space, and right away you'll see that whenever I press space, I'm getting this jump pressed message. So basically my function is running correctly. Now, how do I actually make my ball go up? How do I do that? So in the real world also, if you, let's say if you want to throw a ball, so essentially in the physics, language, if I tell you, so essentially what you are doing is you are applying a force, right? In whatever direction that you want to throw the ball into. So here also you have to do the same thing. You have to apply a force. So in our case, we have to, make the ball go jump upward. So we have to apply a upward force in the ball. Okay. So how do we do that? Is simply we can type in apply impulse. Okay. So impulse is nothing but the the force is applied like a one-time force. Like, how do I explain you? It's basically the how you kick the ball. So it's like quickly it will apply just the force in a very impulsive way. So here I'll say vector 3 dot up. So that is the direction I'm telling this to. I'm just defining a direction for it, and after the direction I have to define how much force I want. So basically a magnitude. So let me just add in a magnitude of 5 for now. We'll obviously change this later. So let's just add in, and I press. Okay. So this I feel is fine, because whenever I press the space bar, I am able to control my ball. So if my ball goes upward, so game over is getting triggered. As of now, nothing is happening. But let's just make this 5 value also in a variable. So over here, and I will make it as an export, because I want this to be able to be controlled from the editor itself. So I'll just say export where uh, upward force, and I'll make this as an int, and here instead of 5, let's replace this with upward force. So I'll go again back to this one, and I'll click on this ball, go to the inspector, and here you can see upward force is coming. So here I'll set a value of 5, and actually let's set it a value of 6, and let's hit play. And now you'll see that, okay, I'm able to I'm able to control the ball basically. So we have now added the script, and our first requirement is over, where we have made our player controls completely, and that is we have checked it's working all fine. So in the next video we are going to add some more logics in order to do the various things like the main menu, the scoring system, and the game over screen. So that is what we are going to make in the next video. So see you in the next one.